What is going on, guys? Welcome to this collection video. This will be our last collection video of 2015, and I plan on starting fresh in 2016. Maybe Sega, maybe Xbox, I don't know. But today, we're here to talk about the Super Nintendo, one of my favorite consoles of all time. I remember, we used to always get consoles and stuff, like a year after they came out. So for Christmas, the year after, Super Nintendo had been out for maybe a year or two. I don't really remember. But I do remember that when we opened the box, or when we opened the present, we actually opened the box games first. So we're like, oh, yeah, we don't want to tell Grandma and Grandpa that we don't have a Super Nintendo because we don't want to hurt their feelings. And then, of course, like the last present was the big present, and it was the Super Nintendo. Of course, we got the set that came with Super Mario World. And I think that day we also got like Mario Kart and maybe like a Jurassic Park. I remember Jurassic Park and maybe a couple other games. I don't really remember, but this is my actual Super Nintendo that we got on that fateful day. It's pretty much a tank. It's missing the little piece back there, but it still works. So this is the one I used to play on, when I play Super Nintendo games. So definitely love the Super Nintendo. I don't have a lot of accessories. You guys know what the controllers all look like, but I do have Game Genie for Super Nintendo, which is cool. I've actually, I don't think I've ever used that on a Super Nintendo game. I had to find that actually. And then really cool accessory, the Super Game Boy. Now back in the day, you got to remember, right? You had Nintendo, Super Nintendo, you had your Game Boy, and then you had this. Obviously, I prefer the Game Boy player for the Nintendo GameCube. But back in the day, man, this thing was sweet. And, yeah, you could play all your Game Boy games on your TV. And it was amazing. So, yeah. Let's put all that stuff away. And let's jump into the games. Alright, guys. You know what we do here. When I do collection videos, typically I'll just throw out all the sports games. We'll fly through them real quick. And then we'll move ahead. If you want to skip the sports games, if you don't want to see any of the sports games, then there will be a time right here. Go to that time and we'll start with the games that aren't sports games. So, all right, here we go. First three we got Tommy Moe's Winter Extreme something or other, Brunswick Pro Circuit Bowling, and Bassmasters. Isn't that exciting? That's how we start off an episode. Start stacking those up right there. All right, so we're going to jump into golf and soccer games. Actually, one of my favorite games for the N64 that's a sports game. Champions World Class Soccer. It's a cool one. World Cup 94. Super Tennis. I don't even know what this is. Oh, International Tennis Tour. I didn't even know I had that. The Skins game. PGA Tour 96. And the last one, Hole-in-One Golf, and somebody scratched the hell out of it. Alright. Whew, camera's all wobbling on me. Throw those up there. Out of all the sports games on the Super Nintendo, this is probably my favorite genre of sports games, I guess. Baseball. Ken Griffey Jr. Winning Run, which is awesome. Ken Griffey Jr.'s Major League Baseball. Was a huge Ken Griffey Jr. fan back in the day. Tecmo Super Baseball. Nolan Ryan Baseball. I think Jeff McKenzie picked up a box copy of that. Frank Thomas, The Big Hurt. I actually kind of like this game. I like to play the Home Run Derby. It's a really good Home Run Derby in that game. And lastly, MLB Players Association Baseball. And it's not dated. All those games are like dated, right? Alright. Stacking them up. Alright. NBA Live 95. 96. NCAA Basketball. This one, Bill Laimbeer's Combat Basketball. Never played that. Charles Barkley, Shut Up and Jam. Tecmo Super NBA Basketball. NBA All-Star Challenge, and College Slam. I'm going to knock over my camera. All right. Working our way through it. This is going to get crazy right here. All right. We got Madden. Madden 93. Madden 94. Madden 95. Madden 96. Madden 97. Super Play Action Football. Emmitt Smith Football. This one is Super High Impact Football. And lastly, NFL Quarterback Club. I think this is 98. No, just regular NFL Quarterback Club. We used to play a bunch of that when I was a kid too, so I guess as far as sports games go, that one's kind of cool. Oh. You guys know how it goes. If you collect N64, you buy in bulk or garage sale and all that stuff, you're going to have a ton of sports games. I try and just keep the ones that I don't have, and then I'll give away typically the other ones. NHL Stanley Cup. Pro Sport Hockey. No joke about Pro Sport Hockey. We used to play like roller hockey. Remember when rollerblades were awesome? Play street hockey in my neighborhood when I was a kid. There was a kid in our neighborhood that did not trust that the computer was keeping his stats accurately, so he kept a spiral-bound notebook of all of his statistics from Pro Sport Hockey. He'd always play as the Red Wings. All right, NHL 95, NHL 96, and of course, NHL 97. Jeez, oh Pete. Oh yeah, that's way too many sports games. All right, now I did pull aside some sports games that I want to talk about just real quick. Got NBA Jam and NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Now, I was a big fan of the NBA Jam series when we were kids. We played the hell out of those games too. Yeah, it was awesome arcade action. And I'm trying to think, maybe I played it a couple times while it was actually in the arcade. I've only ever played the Super Nintendo version. I've never played like a Genesis version or a Sega CD or Saturn or whatever version of that. Got Tecmo Super Bowl. Now, I'd never played the second Tecmo Bowl for Nintendo until I picked it up this year. But played this game and thought it was awesome. I really do like this game. So if you ever see this one out there cheap, it's like a 16-bit version of the original Tecmo Bowl. And the last one here is a hockey game by Taito. I don't know if it's really obscure, but it's pretty awesome. It's called Hit the Ice. Think of it like NBA Jam, but in a hockey setting. So, yeah, definitely cool to have that. And as you can see, that's a very nice copy. All right, let me go grab some more games, and we'll get this shindig started. All right, so I got two games for the Super Scope. I actually don't have a Super Scope. And to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever seen one. Unless it was at like a convention or something. But I've never seen one out in the wild. That's kind of what I meant. Super Scope 6. And what's this one? Metal Combat. It's a really nice copy of Metal Combat. I don't know about that. Alright. Got some military type games, if you're into all that stuff. Super Strike Eagle. Desert Strike. Turn and Burn, No Fly Zone. That sounds awesome. We got Super Battle Tank and Super Battle Tank 2. 1 and 2. And the last one we got here is kind of a semi-shooter. I don't know if this actually qualifies as a shoot-em-up, but Choplifter 3, which I love playing Choplifter on the Sega Master System. That's probably my favorite version of Choplifter. So, all right. Put them on the shelf. All right, here we go. Got The Wizard of Oz, Demolition Man, and Jurassic Park. I love Jurassic Park. I know it's been said before, right? I'm not the first person to say this, but the lack of a continue or a password system or something, I think really hurt this game, because the game is really awesome, but like I sat down and spent like a whole Saturday trying to play this game. I actually beat it, but yeah, I had to give up a whole Saturday. All right, we got Bugs Bunny Rabbit Rampage, True Lies. Never even played that game. Got a lot of Super Nintendo games I haven't even played. So if you guys see any of these games and hey, that's a pretty good game, let me know so I can actually try it. Lethal Enforcers. Uniracers. I guess. I played that game for a little bit. It was okay. It didn't really grab my attention, but whatever. Scooby-Doo. Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday. I beat that game. Yeah, I beat Porky Pig. Super Pinball. Picked that one up at VGMX for $2.99. How about that? And the last one here in this group, Super Off-Road The Baja. Whew. Moving right along, guys. Put those up there. Next stack of games. We got Paperboy, Pitfall, Disney's The Lion King, Barbie. I picked that up for the kids. Batman Forever. This one's actually Maui Mallard in Cold Shadow. Yeah, I mean, the controls on that game are slippery. Let me just say it like that. The controls are very slippery. I gotta have Aladdin. Another great game, Sim City. Love Sim City. And Dragon's Lair. Alright. So put those up there with the other Super Nintendo games. Alright. Aliens vs. Predator. Pretty cool beat 'em up for the Super Nintendo. Toy Story. Zool. Ninja of the Nth Dimension. Just picked that one up recently. Q*bert 3. Jeopardy! Sports Edition. Rocko's Modern Life. The game is in terrible shape. Math Blaster. Best of the Best. Championship Karate. Clue. Vegas Stakes. This is another game that I spent a lot of time playing as a kid. Don't know why. I'm not that big of a gambler. Super Solitaire. I'm sure that's a hidden gem. Frogger. Beethoven. And finally in this section here, Mario Paint. Alright. Let's throw these on the shelf and we'll get the premium titles. Huh? Alright. One of my favorite genres on the Super Nintendo has to be the fighting genres. So we played these games a ton. Double Dragon 5, The Shadow Falls. This is not a great game by any means. But, yeah, this is my childhood copy. So that's something. Game I picked up at, I think, Maxine's Bargain Box out in Newark. Fighter's History. Right? Yeah. It was alright. I guess I thought that was a Capcom game. Oh. Speaking of Capcom, Street Fighter 2. And my favorite version, Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Love that game. I tried to play that game a little bit earlier. I am terrible at it. So, you know, it's a perishable skill. This video game nonsense. And then, of course, we got Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat 3. I am missing Mortal Kombat 2, obviously. But, yeah, a lot of cool memories of Mortal Kombat. And I could only play as Sub-Zero, though. I'm not a very good Mortal Kombat Mortal Kombatant. Alright. Guys, here we go. We got the Star Wars trilogy, or the Super Star Wars trilogy. There's Super Star Wars. Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Now, these games are frustrating. I wouldn't say that they're that difficult, but yeah, they're definitely frustrating, and I think this is the best one, Super Empire Strikes Back. So if you're going to pick up one of those, I would go with Empire Strikes Back. Of course, the whole trilogy is not that expensive, so you should be able to pick it up. All right, definitely one of my favorite games on the Super Nintendo. F-Zero, a lot of memories playing F-Zero. That along with Mario Kart, probably favorite 2 racing games on the Super Nintendo. The game I picked up this year at a garage sale for $1. $1 make you holla. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. It's pretty awesome. We got Super Bomberman 2. I definitely overpaid for that one. I think it's going for like 35 bucks now. I think I paid 30 for it or 35 for it. Game I haven't got to play a lot of. I love Indiana Jones, but Indiana Jones Greatest Adventures. Super Ghouls and Ghosts, a game that I probably will never put the time in to beat, because those games are hard. And last but not least here, Sim Ant. I had not played that, and then I watched Pro Jared's review of Sim Ant, and now I really don't want to play it. So, got that one for $1 as well at a garage sale. Alright, moving right along. One of my favorite genres of all time definitely is the shoot 'em up genre, the shoot 'em up, the shmup, the space shooter, you know, whatever you want to call it. So I've got a couple of those for the Super Nintendo. I wish I had more, but yeah, we got UN Squadron, which is an awesome game. I haven't put a lot of time into that one. Phalanx, which is some of the coolest but weirdest cover art. So that one's pretty cool. Darius Twin, which is okay, I guess. And then the shmup that I'm playing the most right now is Super R-Type. That game, you know you're in trouble when the default setting of the game is easy. When they go, listen, man, we're just going to start you out on easy. Not even normal. We're going to start you out on easy because this game is hard as balls. So, yeah, definitely trying to play through this on normal mode, and I can get to like level 5. I think there's like 7 levels in the game, so hopefully we can complete that. And then do a Let's Play the Classics on it, because that's what we do. Alright, another kind of must-have, I think, the Donkey Kong Country series. Of course, Donkey Kong Country is a classic. The game was just amazing back in the day. But there's Donkey Kong Country 2, and Donkey Kong Country 3. I need to swap the back out on that. But, yeah, those games are awesome and a lot of fun. Alright. If you're going to play the Super Nintendo, you know, gotta have this game. If you own a Super Nintendo, this is one of the 5 must-have games for the console. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Although I prefer Zelda 2 as my favorite Zelda game, this is a right up there. This is maybe number 2. Maybe number 2. But yeah, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, definitely a must-own. I've got Final Fantasy 2. What is this? Yeah, Final Fantasy 2. Again, I've never even played that game. And here's another Enix game I've never played. The Seventh Saga. My favorite gaming franchise of all time is definitely Mega Man. Love my Mega Man. So on the Super Nintendo, we've got Mega Man X, which this is my childhood copy. I've had this copy all my life and I'll be buried with it. And then I picked this up at a pawn shop for $5. Mega Man X2. I picked this up for $5 at a pawn shop, like I said. And that was about a month before I decided doing videos for YouTube. So you guys missed out on the pickup on that by about a month. Throw those up there. Actually, we'll get to those last. I do have a couple complete in-box Super Nintendo games. True Jedi JSH sent me a couple boxes for Super Nintendo stuff. They're kind of over there, but I don't have the games for them yet for Pit Fighter and Space Invaders. So I'm not going to show just the boxes, but I do have those. The first one is Virtual Bart, complete with the manual. Now the box has definitely seen, you know, better days, but it's all in there. And then I got this from a friend at work who found it, I think at a Goodwill or something, for like $2. Complete in-box copy of Hyperzone. And when we opened this up, not only did it have the manual for Hyperzone, but it also had an extra manual for Super Mario World. So a little bonus in there. So what are we gonna do with these box games? Let's put Hyperzone right there, and we'll put Virtual Bar, I don't know, right there. Hopefully that stays. Okay. Now I do have 2 games in these universal game cases. I got this one, I think at a retail store, maybe Play It, Trade It, for $5.25. Super Adventure Island. And there's the cartridge. Very nice cartridge. I started to play that a little bit. I really enjoy the Adventure Island series. I'm not very good at it. I did not print off this cover art. It was already on there. So yeah, somebody printed that off. But I do like these universal game cases. They keep your games real nice. And yeah, this is a game I picked up for like $70. And I was definitely happy to pay it. Now, I printed out the cover for this. Demon's Crest. Capcom game. Platformer. Very cool. I'm glad that it printed out properly. Sometimes I have a problem printing these things out. But inside, and I hope this shows up, I put this... Oh, there we go. That's good. I put this game in a plastic bag to, you know, keep it in mint condition. But as you can see, the label's really good on that. Definitely love to play that game. I haven't put a lot of time into it, but I've beaten like the first couple levels. And yeah, definitely enjoy that one. I recommend that one. Alright, so here we go. Last 4 games of the day here. And then we'll roll credits and get the hell out of here. Again, these are must-haves for the Super Nintendo. Here's a must-have game. Super Mario World. Absolute classic. I remember running around in this game and trying to find all of the the color pads, or you change the blocks into solid blocks, and all the alternate paths and all that stuff. So there's Super Mario World, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. Definitely an awesome game. Super Mario All-Stars. If you have Mario 1, 2, and 3 for Nintendo, I would say that you could skip this, or if you have got, the All-Stars collection for the Nintendo Wii, skip that. But if you don't, and you're looking to, spend maybe 20 or 30 bucks and get all the Mario games on one cartridge, definitely recommend that, because it comes with Mario 1, 2, and 3, and then also Super Mario The Lost Levels, so which is a brutally difficult game. Last game here, again, a must-own for the Super Nintendo. This is a top 5 must-own for the Super Nintendo. Super Mario Kart. This is also my childhood copy, and yeah, a lot of good memories with that, especially in the battle mode and all that stuff. So, guys, that is going to do it for the collection video for my Super Nintendo. Like I said, this will be the last collection video of 2015. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And we'll take a little hiatus, and we'll come back next year with the collection videos. I haven't decided. I don't have like enough Genesis stuff or enough Dreamcast stuff to do just a video on all that. So I might do all my Sega stuff, or I've got some Xbox. We might be able to do some Xbox. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that stuff. And in the description down below, tell me, what is your favorite Super Nintendo game? Till next time, guys. See ya.